Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is the topic of, do action movies glorify violence? So for this video, I'm going to explain in a simple, straightforward way the topic of, do action movies glorify violence in a way that's not only simple and straightforward, like I said before, but in a way that even those who are unfamiliar with this topic can understand it, okay? So now I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to answering this question, do action movies glorify violence, like make it more likely that people will want to have violence in real life and even might try to do things to recreate violence, or just in general, to sum it up, will actually act violently because they like the movie that they watched that was an action movie? The simple answer to that question, when it comes to that question as a whole, like, is it just corrupting the youth, making them more like they want the world to be violent, and so on and so forth, is the answer to it is absolutely not. Definitely not. Action movies do not glorify violence. Now, this is one of the most goddamn annoying fucking things. Anyone who watches movies, and not just watches movies, but actually has a love for the movie craft and doesn't just watch stupid rom-com movies and just stupid comedy movies, you know, and just in general has an overall love for the craft of movies and just doesn't watch a stupid shit that's forgettable. And a lot of people only watch it just because they want you know, prove that they have high taste and stuff among their friends, you know, like whether it's rom-coms, you know, comedy, or just stupid drama movies and stuff. Like someone who genuinely appreciates movies for what it actually is, and not just follow stupid genres that are not really that important, or even if some of them are good, they're overall not really the greatest genres out there. Like, to sum it up, someone who just loves movies, it's like someone who just really appreciates movies, okay? That's what I'm talking about, okay? This is the most common thing we always hear all the time. Movies glorify violence. Movies make it more likely that we'll live in a violent world because people watch a movie and they'll say, okay, I want this to happen in real life. Okay, that's the type of shit that people who are movie lovers have been hearing for a movie around this time, and it's goddamn annoying, and it's been clearly disproven numerous times to the point it's reached a point where it's like you're just kind of just saying things, okay? It's like someone who, when you're having an argument with somebody, you know, or like a debate, you know, especially with somebody who you just don't like, and like you can clearly tell they're losing a debate because they're repeating themselves over and over again, and they're just getting clearly agitated because they're speaking louder, and even their body language showing that they're very agitated. It's like, dude, you've clearly lost the debate and you're still trying to carry on, and they think that by repeating themselves over and over again, it all makes their point correct. Like people like that, like people who are like that. To answer your question, people are losers, you know. And if anything, I feel a lot of those same people who say that stuff, you know, that, oh, movies make it more likely society is becoming violent, are those same exact people who, if not all of them, are the same exact people who, when you debate them, they always rebuttal and they screw up and repeat their same phrases when you expose their points for being stupid. And of course, we'll always end it off with emphasis, it's in my opinion, I have my right to my opinion. But whatever, those stupid people who literally everyone can agree, fuck, I hate those type of people, okay? Slash the educated bitch type, which I've talked about in previous other videos, you know? Those type of people, okay? The truth of the matter is, to answer your question, denying the fact that movies does not make it more likely to live in a violent society at this point is just repeating yourself and just repeating the same thing over and over again. It's clear as day, it does not, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, when you watch a movie, okay, which literally tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people watch violent movies, at least a few every single year. You know, to answer your question, what you tend to notice every single time, okay, is they always, literally just about every single movie you watch, always tell you, in one way or another, the moral of the story is, this is why you do not rely on violence, okay? Just like war movies, okay? Literally every war movie pretty much shows you, this is why violence is not the answer, okay? Now, whether I agree with it or not, I don't necessarily don't know what to say, but I do know literally every war movie has pretty much made a message, this is what happens when you rely on war. Pretty much everyone loses in one way or the other, and drug movies are even more dramatic, okay? You know, literally every single war movie, or a crime movie, like drug gang movie, whatever you say, every single fucking one of them, the main character dies. And if he doesn't die, he lives to a point where he's just like a miserable person, okay? And these are, of course, fall in the category of action movies / violent movies, okay? So the point is, how can you criticize something for being a bad influence when literally every single movie shows you the dark side of what happens after it? It's just kind of stupid, in honesty, to be quite blunt and honest with you. The whole argument, oh, it's corrupting our youth, when the whole moral of the story in the United States, just like the infamous movie Scarface and many others for that genre movie, just shows you, okay, if you act this way and you want this type of stuff, this is what's going to happen to you in the end of the day. Okay, you want to take the easy way out, take drugs, and of course be a drug dealer, all that stuff. This is what's going to happen to you. And we saw what happened to him in the end of the day, and it was not pretty. Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make. How can you claim something's glorifying something? The point of glorifying is to say this is a good life to live, when at the end of the day you see every single time they depict this is what's going to happen to you, and it's not going to be pretty. Now, whether you agree with the way they depict the message or not, specifically, I don't necessarily agree with the whole war, rhetoric you hear in movies all the time. The moral of the story for war movies, which is that war, all it leads to is nobody winning. I don't agree with that, but the point is not to get into that. The point is that violent movies in general, or in other words, action movies, show you that there is consequences to doing things a certain way. So to say that it's glorifying something when it shows you you're going to end up dying at the end of the day is probably not the most intelligent point to make, okay? So that's the first point I want to make, okay? The second point I want to make that goes along with it in general is that there's been so many studies, and just down to common sense, there's literally, hundreds of millions of people every single year, if not over a billion or few, who watch movies with violence, okay? And the thing is, how many of those people actually watch those movies and say, oh, I really like that movie, I'm now going to commit a crime? Or I'm going to just try to want some violent stuff to happen. When you ever hear about that? Never. Never you hear that, okay? Because even though, yes, I know people are going to say, oh, crime is going up in some parts of the world, but even when you look at the crime going up, especially in places like America and the Western world, the amount of people who are actually hardcore criminals, not just who've committed one or a few offenses, is actually extremely small. America has easily over 330 million people. And America, even at its most, has like 3 to 5 million prisoners, in honesty, who are in and out of prison all the time. So in other words, hence criminals. So does that make sense to you? Okay, to think that we have a country that easily has probably at least over 100 to 200, if not 300 million people who constantly watch violent media, because a majority of the population does. Not everyone, of course, like the people who make these complaints, but a majority of the population does watch violent media, and only like 3 to 5 million people are actually career criminals. But some way, somehow, it's going to create some societal issue where people are all going to want to be criminals, because they want violence to happen. Like, come on, man. Like, that's so dumb. You can clearly look at basic common sense statistics 101, let alone common sense, to kind of prove that. It doesn't really make any sense. So to make that argument is just annoying, it's stupid, it's outdated, and dumb. And it's just made by people who are the type of people who just say things, and it's like you clearly losing an argument and present all the facts, and you're just repeating yourself and trying to talk louder and louder and louder to make it seem like your points are more correct, but you've clearly lost. Like all those stupid women, oh God, let's pray you did not have to deal with them, in school, who are just as ignorant and it's just as toxic and annoying as like all the other women who you might say are the most stereotypical annoying ignorant women, hence the toxic like popular girl types, whatever you like to say, the toxic type of woman out there, but they feel just because they get a few A's in some classes and they get maybe some debating class they join, that some way somehow they're now smarter than everyone else. They try to act like they're more educated, but you're just as bitchy as all the other women you complain about. Like those are the type of people who I bet you are the ones who say these type of things, okay? It's because the thing is, we've already proven it numerous times, violence in entertainment is not directly correlated to violence in real life, okay? And these people still say the same thing, they do it all the time, and it's just like, you're just saying things because you don't have anything else to say. Like, it's so dumb at this point. It's just like, are you even saying this because you believe this, or are you just saying this because you want attention? Okay, it's so dumb, it's annoying, it's overplayed. Okay, to be honest with you, and that's what I refer to as an educated bitch type. Okay, and because god damn are they annoying, and that's my point I'm trying to make here. And also, just to add to that, of course, the last main point I want to get across when it comes to the whole topic of is violence making in the media making people more violent, like in movies more specifically, it simply comes on the fact that that's actually a terrible way of thinking, because if we start thinking that way, all it's going to do is just make it more likely, of course, we're going to live in a dystopian world. Because the truth of the matter is, in a dystopian world, that's the biggest premise of a dystopian world, hiding the negative aspects of life. And if we hide that negative aspects of life and only expose people to positive, what happens when people are exposed to negative for the first time? So no matter how you look at it, this is a bad idea to ban action movies. This is just stupid. It's an annoying argument, and now it's off the say, and I'm out. Bye.